But
Let's go.
gotta talk about what we just saw, man. The Patriots just beat the Bills. And
Mm.
Drake May, he's starting to make some waves, man. We see how the numbers looking. We see how he's playing. We see how Stephon Diggs is playing. Them guys look hungry. Both of us had the Patriots making the playoffs this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
I think it was 6 or 7 seed. We both had them eking into the playoffs. And right now they in prime position to go on a bit of a run. So I gotta ask you, the way Drake May is playing, the way the Patriots are playing, could you see Drake May being a dark horse MVP candidate when it's all said and done?
Dark horse.
Mm,
I would say yes. Dark
mm,
horse MVP. See, the numbers actually look pretty good. The numbers, right? When you look at his numbers right now, and Drake May, he's fifth in passing yards, top five. Okay, we can take that. He's second in completion percentage. All right, I mean, we can take that right to the bank. So like, I mean, he's playing well. He had a signature win against the Bills. I feel like that was his Jaden Daniels against Joe Burrow game.
mm.
Although, he was a rookie when he did it. But Drake May's like, yeah, that's a different story. But this was Drake May's coming out party. Like, and I do want to say this though, like, I feel like the MVP toss are too premature
Mm,
because they are 3-2. All right,
mm,
they're 3-2. They did beat a good team, but Drake May doesn't have the resume to put him
mm,
up there right now. I get it. He had one great game against a good team on prime time, so like all eyeballs are on him. And then it's Josh Allen. The media loves Josh Allen. He beats Josh Allen, and he played well. So did Stephon did. I guess Stephon did some credit for that too. He played well, came to play. So I would say yes to Dark Horse, but I wouldn't throw him in the top five MVP right now. I wouldn't.
I would say in regards to Drake May, first off, I love what I'm seeing. You know, he's maneuvering the pocket very well, showing the legs. He's throwing the ball downfield. Giving his receivers, opportunities to make plays. Stephon Diggs been showing out the last 2 weeks, back-to-back weeks, over 100 yards. He's starting to look like himself. I I kind of went into this season kind of just a little iffy about Diggs. Like, is Diggs still the same guy after the ACL tear? But clearly, you know, he's been amped as of late. And this Bills game, these matchups with the Bills gonna be important because he bringing it every time. So you got that going in your favor. But I just feel like Drake May he's looking comfortable in the offense, and he's looking like he know what he's doing back there. You know, like you said, as I pull the numbers back up, Drake May right now, like you said, top 5 passing yards. Number 2 in completion percentage, top 6 in passer rating as well. So like, all of the numbers aren't there, but enough of them are there for him to eke into the conversation. But I think what does it for me, Joe, we talked about these topics late last night, and we didn't give our takes, obviously, because we wait for the show. But as we was talking about it, and as I went and studied today, I'm like, man, we got to talk about Drake May. He's making waves in the league. He's doing this and that. People were talking about him. I'm like, is it a stretch to say he'd be MVP or dark horse? And we both kind of was like, we'll talk about it later, but we should leave it as a topic. The more I thought about it, Joe, the more I feel like he could be beyond the dark horse. I feel like he could be a top 5 candidate. I feel like he could be a top 4, top 3 candidate. Because you got to look at it like this. Not only does he now have that statement game and he has the numbers, but he also has this schedule that lines up for him perfect. I mean, you got New Orleans, you got Tennessee, you got Cleveland, you got Atlanta, you got Tampa. The toughest team in there is Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay obviously is a threat. We all know that in the NFC. But that'll be another big time marquee matchup for him against another guy who you can make an argument should be in MVP conversations right now, in Baker Mayfield. But then after that, you got the Jets, you got Cincinnati. Don't think Joe Burrow will be back by that time, right? You got the Giants after that. I know their defensive line is like that, but like, what else do they have for real? I like what I see from Jackson Dart so far, but outside of that, no Malik Neighbors, what do they have over there? And then you got Buffalo again and Baltimore. And so it's like the schedule is lined up for the Patriots to make a run. And what is the most important thing about an MVP candidate? Not only do you have to have the numbers, you got to have the wins. If they could rattle off some wins and go on a streak, Now, in order for him to be a true candidate, he got to snatch the division from Josh Allen, and that's going to be beyond tough. But if you could rattle off some wins so that game late in the season versus Buffalo, at home is like, if you win this game, you're in a driver position to win a division, he could be right there. And the schedule say the way they playing, they can take it over. So the way I'm looking at it right now, I think he's a media favorite because the story always matters too. He's a media favorite. The stats going to be there. If they win, the wins are going to be there. I think he'd be beyond a dark horse MVP. I think he'd be in the conversation with the favorites.
Yeah, he has to win though. Like if he wins 11 games, 12 games, his 12 games with his 5 losses is not as equal as somebody else's 5 losses. Because if he get 5 losses out of these games, well, 3 more, which is pretty cool. He could lose to Buccaneers, Buffalo, and let's say the Falcons. All right. And the Ravens. Say the Ravens. I think that'd be cool. But then the only win he can lean on out of 12 games to be an MVP is Buffalo. So I feel
that's why he not to cut you off. He's going to, in order for him to be a true candidate, he's going to have to beat them other. He might have to beat Josh again. He's going to have to beat Baker Mayfield. Like, he can afford to lose to Tennessee. Yeah. You could lose to Tennessee. You could lose to Cleveland. You could lose to Atlanta. But the marquee games, he has to win.
He has to lose one of them games. That's it. Can't lose 2.
Right. That's fair.
You got Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons hit or miss, right? Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons. I said it's a Teddy. I said if y'all can beat the Saints, Titans, Browns, and Falcons, when y'all play the Buccaneers, it'll be a big game because Baker's also in the MVP conversation. So let's say Baker keeps it up, and that's another best way to to become MVP is to beat the candidates. He beat Josh Allen. Josh Allen is an MVP candidate right now. So if he goes out and beat Baker, and let's say Lamar comes back and Lamar starts balling, and at the end of this, you got the Ravens at a great time. You got the Ravens at the end of the season, 3 games with your last 3 games is first one is the Ravens. If the Ravens are on the road when Lamar comes back and Lamar's playing well and you beat Lamar in Baltimore, that would like if he's right there. So I can see it. He has a schedule. The schedule favors him, but it can also hurt him. That's why he has to win these games. It comes down to winning at the end of the day.
He got to ball out, but it starts somewhere. You brought up the point that he doesn't have the resume to put him up there with those guys, and you're right about that. He doesn't. But you could burst on the scene to be an MVP candidate.
You could.
So that's that is a thing as well. It's a lot of guys that just burst on the scene one season and just like, yo, he playing out of his. Daniel Jones, prime example, right now. You know what I mean? Like.
And they winning though.
And yeah, right. And they winning. So I think he's in a really good spot. You just continue to win at this level. He gonna have his games here and there. But yeah, just as long as he continues to do what he's doing, maybe improve the QBR a little bit, but keep the passer rating high, keep the completion percentage high, keep the yardage high, and win.
I think the
media already love him too, and that's the media drives it. The media, national media drives it. They already love him, and they want the Patriots to be the Patriots again. So the story would be, he's the next guy behind Tom Brady to come in and put the Patriots back on the map. Oh, he's pushed the former league MVP to the brink and is on the verge of snatching the division. Stephon Diggs, revenge games, like just the story. The story is gonna add to it as well. I think he's got it lined up, but he's got a ball. He's got to continue to play well, for sure.
All right.